All right, ladies and gentlemen, the magic number. The magic number is 5. 5, man. 5 days to go to the opening kickoff for the 2023 NFL season. And we have came a long way and very, very fast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in September. This is September, the month. And we are live and coming to you from the YouTube sports community, man. It's your favorite podcast on YouTube. We are the Real Sports Podcast, and welcome. And I say this boldly with my chest out. Welcome to the 200th show on air, the Real Sports Podcast. This is the Real Sports Talk Show, and what we do is we talk about the most hottest NBA and NFL news. And today, the end of the show, we have a champion versus champion trivia showdown. As the red hot Real Sports NBA trivia champion Wall Street, he faces against the Real Sports NFL trivia champion Rockstar Rock, and the winner take all for the undisputed trivia title. One of these men will walk away today with 2 belts, a 2-belt champ, man. One of these guys will walk away. The third man to ever hold that prestigious, undisputed title. Who will it be? Find out, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Sports Talk Show. Thank you guys for being here with us on this Sunday afternoon, wherever you are, wherever in the world you are right now. Again, this is the 200th episode of the Sports Podcast, man. So go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, man, and AKA X, and join our Facebook group on Facebook Sports Group on Facebook. It is called the Sports Group. You can come talk sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Feel free to do what you want to do. Start a debate, start a fight, start a war. Just be respectable. I got 2 bodyguards at the door, and I'm talking about Young Mark and Wall Street. But yeah, come on in there if you want to, man. Talk what you talk, do what you do, man. Football season is getting ready to start next week, fellas. Get ready to start next week. All right, man. Allow me to please introduce you guys to the main attractions. They are the main attractions. They are the people, the guys that you want to hear from today. They are the very, very talented stars of the show. They are the Real Sports Podcast panel. Fly Eagles Fly is in the building. The Bird Gang, the defending NFC East champions, and they are the NFC champions. One-time Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles. It is Philadelphia's favorite son himself. It is Philly G.
How y'all doing? But it's Saturday, host, so you already know.
Yes, sir, baby. You already like that shirt, boy. Like that shirt, boy.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. That's what's up, baby. Rolling on, baby. Rolling on. Oh, the jewelry store is back. Jacob the jeweler is back. the man with all the rings. Y'all don't see it, but he's still wearing that terrible towel representing the Steel City of Pittsburgh. They are the 6-time Super Bowl champion, Pittsburgh Steelers, led by quarterback Kenny Pickett, Mike Tomlin. It is the Deuce. The Deuce. Oh, he muted. Oh, he muted him. All right, I hit it, dude. Nope, still
Mark, it was Mark's fault.
Today
to be Deuce because swag football is here, man. Today it begins. We have some in-conference matchups, and it's a great day. It's a great day
to be the Deuce, baby. The Deuce is in the building. Welcome back, Deuce. Matter of fact, welcome back, man. OG, where's he at? The OG, there you go. Hey, the OG. Yes, sir. Representing the NFC North Division champion, led by Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson, the mighty Minnesota Vikings. He is the legendary Q Diggity Dog. What's up, boy?
What's going on, people? Thanks for tuning into this special episode. Like the host said, 200th episode.
200.
Proud to be a part of it. And yes, 5 more days. And we're going to start separating the men from the boys. 5 more days. And tune in after the show. We'll have a special men's lounge. It's coming at you on this special show today. And let's go, Vodka.
Let's go, baby.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
My man, man. Mr. President, down there at the bottom, the president of the Ritter Sports Group, commissioner of the Fantasy Football League. He's part of the 3-time Super Bowl champion, my Las Vegas Raiders. The autumn wind is almost here. Yes, sir. Oklahoma State's alumni. My man, Young Mark.
Hey, man. There's an old saying that says, in all things, give thanks. So I just want to give a huge shout out to my man. His name is Mike Hollins. Last November, he was critically wounded after he got shot in the abdomen during the mass shooting at the University of Virginia. And here we are today, and he's playing college football today. So shout out to big homie Mike, man. Go score a couple touchdowns on him.
What's his name?
Mike Hollins.
Mike Hollins?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. All right. Wish him a speedy recovery, man.
Hey, speedy recovery. He went from being, you don't hear me, host. Last November, he was shot in the abdomen in a mass shooting and was in critical condition. Now he's playing college football today. He's in the game right now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, ain't nothing to be sad about. That's something you get excited about, ladies.
That is something to get excited about.
Always a rainbow after the thunderstorm, you know?
You ain't kidding, man. Man, that's a blessing right there. Holy smoke, bro. He's still playing.
Playing today at Virginia.
Damn. At a high level. Because, when you step on that field, Deuce, you play football. You step on there, it's nothing but pedal to the metal, high level, go. All the time. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. All right, representing America's team. That man wears his star on his helmet with pride. We them boys. They're down there in the AT&T Stadium. And they are the 5-time Super Bowl champion. The Dallas Cowboys. The Real Sports NBA trivia champion. Red Hot champ. It is Streets. Do not cross them.
Let's go. Host, I just want to tip my hat to y'all, man. 200 episodes. It's hard to do anything 200 times in a row. So I really tip my hat to you, man. Good work.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna tip my hat to you, brother, because you was part of some of those. So right back at you, brother. Right back at you. Yes, sir. All right, and lastly, representing Saxonville. And if you don't like it, or anybody, Titans, Colts, Texans, if y'all don't like it, just deal with it. AFC South Division champions down in where you at, Philly G?
Duval.
Duval's in the building. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Real Sports NFL Trivia Champion. It's Rockstar Rock. My man. Yes, sir. He says, looking to be undisputed champ. Ooh.
Hello, everybody out there. Just want to give a shout out. Prayers to all the families that are in Florida right now that battling through the hurricane that just swept through that area. My son family was affected by it, so prayers to them that they eventually they get the help that they need so they can be able to come back strong and do what they need to do. And just looking forward to college football season and the NFL season. And go Jags!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, yeah. Shout out to Rock's son, man. Rock's son down in Florida, man. Dang, boy. I hope everything is all right. No injuries and nothing like that, right? Good report. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just getting some things that they need to take care of so they can be able to get through the rest of the days until things get back and running.
Yeah, man. Good gracious. Whew. All right, that's good to hear. Nobody's hurt. Uh-oh. The Queen.
Okay.
The Queen. Yes, ma'am. She's always here. Always here. That is Miss Deuce. Oh, the countdown is on, Deuce. The countdown is on.
Let's go.
The countdown is on, brother.
Let's go.
Where's wait a minute, where's baby?
Is it Groomzilla or Bridezilla?
Neither.
Hey, Street, where baby? Where she at? Usually she be up in here.
Yeah.
That's all right. She'll get up in here, man. Again, man, thank everybody for 200. This is the 200th episode of the Real to Sports Podcast. 200 time we done this thing. So, yes, feels good to say that. Well, we got some HBCU news from the man. He is making his return. The HBCU expert himself. It is the Deuce. He's about to bring it to you right here and right now.
Juicing it up with HBCU News, brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
Appreciate you, host. We go jump right back in where I believe I left off, man. I know it's been a while since y'all seen the Deuce, but hey, let's get into it. We're going to start with the SWAC MEAC Challenge results, man, and it seems like Jackson State picked up right where they left off. I mean, they opened up a can on South Carolina State last week, 37-7. And it looked like two still in the game. It looked like their quarterback hadn't missed a beat. Jason Brown comes in and goes 26 for 31, 84% completion rating, 361 yards and 3 touchdowns. A flawless game. I mean, he played phenomenally. It wasn't even all deep balls. He was nickel and diming him, and they just had South Carolina State's defense on their heels. It wasn't really much they could do with it because Irv Mulligan at running back, 13 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown. By air or by the ground, however that you wanted it, they was gonna give it to you, man. They came out and played phenomenally. The leading receiver was Mr. Rico Powers, 4 catches with 95 yards. I mean, there was nothing that they didn't do well on that football field. All 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. So shout out to Coach TC Taylor. He did phenomenally. But I want to give a little shout out to a tight end over at Jackson State, Mr. Jency Riley Jr. He's from Greensburg, Louisiana, which is right around the corner from me, not too far. And that brother came in, 1 reception, 35 yards, and a tutty. Hey, that's how we make them over in the 985, man. Y'all know. Philly Gino for sure. And just on the other side of things, and I know we talked a lot about Jackson State, but there was another team on that field. They just didn't put much on film, to be completely honest. Even Coach Buddy came out and said, we didn't do much. He said he wasn't even surprised that happened. I'm assuming they had a bad week of practice for a coach to come out and say that. I don't think he felt like his guys came in prepared and they were ready. Corey Fields, their quarterback, 7 for 20, 35% completion rating for only 60 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So that shows me that not only was there Jackson State's offense clicking, the defense was phenomenal as well.
Yeah,
very stout. Jawan Howell was their leading rusher, 13 carries for 48 yards. And then their leading receiver was Keyshawn Toney with 3 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. So really just couldn't get anything going. So shout out to the Jackson State Tigers. Shout out to Coach T.C. Taylor for picking things up right where they left off last year. And, doesn't seem to be too much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? And so shout out to them. And I'm a SWAC biased guy, so I'm always happy when the SWAC brings that trophy back home.
I know that's right, man. What's going on, Grambling, real quick? What's going on down there? Everything?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to them at the end.
I'm sorry. Shut up.
No, you're good. So I want to talk about, a lot of rosters all the rosters were released this year. So just want to talk about the HBCU guys that made the active 53-man roster. We all know Teron Armstead, the Miami Dolphins, Keon Smith, also with the Miami Dolphins. We talked about Titus Howard not too long ago, signed a big deal with Houston. Joshua Williams of the Chiefs, Marquise Bell of the Cowboys, Jamie Gillen of the Giants, Danny Johnson of the Commanders, Prince Scott of the Commanders, James Houston of the Lions, Emmanuel Wilson. We showed a clip of him in that preseason game, the guy that went off. He only had a few carries and banged his head on the goalpost most of the time he touched the ball. Kadero Hodge of the Falcons, Ricky Lee of the North Carolina A&T Aggies. He made the roster in Carolina. Kobe Durant of the Los Angeles Rams, and Javon Hargrave. That name we already know. Big-time Pro Bowler, big-time player, started his career in Pittsburgh. Go figure. This is kind of what we do. But another one, the guys claimed off waivers. I think those are important. I got on this show and praised Wall Street about how they gave a guy from the SWAC a chance.
We got too many people, man.
And what do they do?
I didn't want to release him either.
They release him. But thanks to the Indianapolis coach, Mr. Isaiah Land has been picked up off of waivers. And Claudin Sherless of the Carolina Panthers was waived by the Jets, picked up by the Panthers. And then there's some other guys that got added to the practice squad. Andrew Farmer of the Chargers, Deshaun Dixon of the Jaguars, Keenan Isaac of the Buccaneers, Shaq Davis, that big-time receiver we talked about. He didn't make the 53-man roster in New Orleans, but they saw something in him, so they're keeping him around. Good. Mark Evans II, also with the Saints, and Xavier Smith. So those guys all went into training camp, and they made a name for themselves, and so they're going to be on the NFL roster, or at least on the practice squad. Now, this week, I just want to talk about a couple games y'all should be tuning into. I know I get Coach Prime is on TV right now. I know LSU plays tomorrow. But Jackson State versus FAMU, man, week one, and we get a conference matchup, which is to me gonna decide the SWAC East. All right, it's done that for the last 3 years. This has been a big game, and honestly, FAMU got stumped last year. So I think they're coming in here. They're ready to make a name for themselves. They're my personal favorite to win the SWAC East. So you can watch that game tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central on ESPN. And not ESPN Plus, not ESPN 2, not ESPN U, or none of that junk. ESPN, all right? I don't know if you got Spectrum or whatever going on. If you do, get your iPad or something and figure it out, all right? Also, today, Southern versus Alabama State, we got another conference matchup, week 1. It's going to be great, man. To me, there's nothing better than starting off the year going to beat somebody in conference. You've been beating on your teammates all off season, and you finally get the the bullets start to flying, I wanted to mean something. You know what I mean? So the Jags are traveling over to Montgomery. They're going to kick off at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on ESPN Plus. And then host kind of beat me to it. Those Grambling State Tigers are active today. They're heading up to New Jersey. Both Hampton and Grambling are heading up to New Jersey, and they're going to play in the Red Bull Arena, which is a soccer stadium. So it's going to be pretty cool, man. Actually, shout out to my parents, and a lot of my family traveled up there. I have a guy from Hammond who plays for them. He also played at A-Meet, the same place where Devontae Smith played, Mr. Amani Gilmore. So shout out to all those guys who are up there. If you know me, I know I'm repping Southern right now, but Grambling was my first love, man. You know, so if you know me, I'm rocking with those Tigers. And this is a must-win game for Hugh. I know it's early. I know you're not supposed to have must-win games week 1.
You ain't lying, bro.
If he does not win this game, host, fly back to Cleveland tonight. Don't come back to Grambling. Do not get off on exit 81. Just go home. We'll clean out your office and we'll send everything to you. But if you don't beat Hampton this week, it's going to be a long season for you. And that game is going to be caught on the NFL Network. And last but not least, Winston-Salem versus North Carolina Central.
Ooh, that's gonna be. It's
gonna be fun. That's all I gotta say. You know, there's gonna be a very intense game, and you can catch that one on ESPN Plus. So the same way we can catch the Power 5 schools, now they're finally giving us the opportunity to be able to watch Black college football week in and week out. Please, please, please take advantage of it, because the way it works, if the ratings go up, the more we'll get to see these guys on TV, the more exposure they will get. And the more funds that will go to these schools. And, you know, like Southern, for example, doesn't have a big money game on their schedule this year. They don't have to do that this year. You know what I mean? So if we can get out of going to have to play somebody just to get the funds, it's a lot better. We keep it in-house. We can have more of the Grambling versus Hamptons, the more cross-conference games between Black college football, and it's just better for everybody. But as y'all can see, I'm excited, man. I'm chomping at the bit. I can't wait, bro. It's gonna be fun. So, host, I appreciate you. I can't wait to see how this season rocks up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Deucing it up with HBCU News, brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
Man, I'm fired up, boy. HBCU, boy. Hey, boy, you just got me fired up. They ought to give you a check for that one.
Come on.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got my account number, route number, whenever they want to send me.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, boy. Good Lord. If that don't fire you up, boy, I'm ready for it, though. That is good. What's Salem State? You said, what's Salem State versus
North Carolina Central.
There you go, big dog.
So I think they're gonna win the MEAC this year. I think they're the best team over there. Yeah, I think they're gonna,
because A&T ain't there.
Yeah, they got and A&T they had a long night the other night. So
yeah, that's how A&T ran the MEAC, bro.
Yeah, they did.
God,
especially during those.
I personally feel like they should have stayed there.
I agree.
I agree too. I agree with you.
Getting smacked around by North Dakota State now.
Yeah, money. That's right, Street.
Can't do
money.
that.
Money.
That's why, like I said, that's why these games.
When you drive around A&T campus now, it's starting not to look like a HBCU. They're starting to get a lot more different cultures in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That money.
My baby's an alumni of them.
They know. So I can speak for Southern for sure. It's a lot of guys that want to play baseball, and obviously the big baseball school is LSU.
LSU.
But they may not be as good to play there, but they can go to Southern and get just as good of an education, if not a better education, and still get the opportunity to play baseball. So, you know, they know how to maneuver it. That, you know, I think it gets lost sometimes. People look at the smaller schools, but the education is to me a better one because it's more personal. You know, you don't have, you know, it's not an auditorium with 150 students in it.
Yeah.
You know, you might have a classroom of 30, 35 and actually know your professor on a first name basis, you know.
There you go.
I have an aunt who's a professor at Grambling, and, you know, so I know what that looks like. You know, shout out to Dr. Dennis up there at Grambling State University.
Word. Also, Vanderbilt has a good baseball but it's not HBCU or anything. But Vanderbilt has it's a good baseball school. There she go. No, right? Stations, man. I know, right? We pay all this money, they ain't giving us no football. What's going on here? What's up, Miss Joe?
What's going on?
That baby. John Stover.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What up,
John
twin?
Stover, man. It's a good brother right there, man. I'm telling you. John Stover's a good dude, man. I'm telling you. Had the pleasure of meeting that guy. That's a good dude right there, man. Yep. No doubt. Sojo. Sojo's in the building. What up, Sojo?
What up?
Sojo.
Few more days, Sojo.
Sojo.
Few more days. Few more days. Few more days.
Get ready.
Few more days, brother.
Ready to tap him on the shoulder.
I think I'm rolling with y'all with that one. I'm gonna hold off with my picks right now, though. But yeah, I like that.
She said, "Let's go, dudes. Great info, no doubt."
I appreciate that.
Man. Yeah, appreciate Dukes, man, bringing us that good old HBCU news. I'm telling you, he got me fired up to watch it, bro.
Yeah, and I was upset about the Isaiah Bland too, Deuce. I wanted to keep him. He looking good, man.
He's a stud, man. He's a freak athlete. But I mean, y'all just
have practice squad.
4 guys that can actually rush the passer. So I get it.
Yeah. Deadly, man, deadly. All right, man, we're gonna pass it on to the president. The president, he got something for us right here on the mark.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's that glorious time of the year, ain't it? Deuce and Philly G and T-Rock. College football Saturdays are back once again, baby. We are in the midst of week 1 of the college football season of 2023. Trying to take advantage of everything that we got and appreciate this great game of football. Before we get to the action on the field, I want to bring you guys some news. We're down to the Pac-2 now. I've been telling you guys how teams have been leaving the Pac-12 conference over the last couple of weeks. Most recently here on yesterday, the ACC voted to approve the additions of Cal Berkeley, Stanford, and Southern Methodist University to the ACC. So competing in the ACC next year in 2024, you're going to have 2 teams from California and a team from Texas going to Chapel Hill, North Carolina to play some basketball. So these are some funky times we are living in for sure. Those 3 schools are now part of the Atlantic Coast Conference, which I don't even know if that's the appropriate name for it anymore.
Street, you hear that, Street?
I hear that.
It's going to be interesting, but the ACC went and scooped those schools up. To hell with regional rivalries and to hell with tradition. You know, money is the root of all evil, so here we are.
That's a fact.
So now the only 2 teams left standing in the pack are Washington State and Oregon State. So we're going to see, what's going to happen with those 2 schools, but they're pretty much the last 2 standing at this point. So I guess we now call it the Tupac, I guess, if you want, but I don't know. That's the end of that. But getting into it, man, this week 1, like I said, getting on the field, man, we got some great games going on right now. Coach Prime is making his Power 5 debut. He took Colorado down to Fort Worth, Texas to take on TCU. And they're in a pretty darn good football game right now. It's tied up 14-all. And right now it's on Colorado has the football. And this is a very interesting game because despite all the hype and the notoriety that Coach Prime brings to that football program, people got to remember Colorado only won 1 football game last year. And they went into this game being 20-point underdogs. TC was favored by 20.9 points, so pretty much 21-point dogs. And right now they're hanging in there with them, and they got it tied up. And just keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, starting next year, this is going to become a conference game for these 2 teams, with Colorado coming back home to the Big 12. Week 1, so we got a lot of blowouts going on, but I do want to point out just for the hell of it, makes people laugh when it's Saturday. Former Carolina Panthers head coach Matt Rule, he got fired by Carolina mid-season last year. He fell on his feet. He landed the head coaching job in Nebraska. and didn't go too well. They fell to Minnesota 13-10. It's not a good look when your only touchdown of the game comes when you try to do a double pass and your quarterback fumbles the ball and still somehow there's a receiver wide open, but that was only a touchdown they could muster. Quarterback threw a couple interceptions, so the Matt Rule era in Nebraska is starting off a little bit like how the Carolina era did. So we're gonna see if he can turn it around a little bit. But definitely,
Well, it's been a while.
Some work. He's got some work ahead on the street because next week is the real week one of college football. Nebraska is taking on Colorado, so we're gonna have Matt Rule versus Coach Prime next week.
Oh God!
And the big money game that I'm looking forward to, Philly G, we got the rematch. Y'all ain't got Bryce Young no more. You ain't got no more Will Anderson. Alabama versus Texas.
It's all
Quinn
right.
Ewers finish the game and do what he should have done last year and beat the damn Crimson Tide. I hate to say it because I hate Texas with every fiber of my being from Oklahoma State.
This is a no
Go
hate
Horns,
zone, Mark.
bro. Hook 'em, man.
No, this is a no hate zone, Mark.
Hey, man. Hey, hook 'em horns, bro. I hope Texas can pull it off next week.
Okay,
but,
don't get
And
stampeded.
don't be
by
sad.
the
Don't be heartbroken when they lose.
I'm trying to tell you.
If Alabama beats them, that only does me a favor, being in the Big 12 from Oklahoma State. So I win either way. It's a great day to be Mark. But yeah, man, college football is back.
You stole the man. How you gonna steal the man's saying, bro?
Hey, before we go, I have one question for my HBCU expert dude. And I feel embarrassed because I should know more about this, seeing how I live in the same city as them. But what in the world is up with North Carolina A&T, bro? They went to University of Alabama, Birmingham, and got destroyed by a Trent Dilfer-led team. And the part that stuck out to me wasn't the fact that Josh Jacobs' little brother was running all over them. It was the fact that the quarterback only had 8 pass attempts for the whole game. Dude, so can you explain that?
Well, I mean, we know when Trent was the quarterback in Baltimore, what he liked to do. He liked to turn around and hand the ball off. So I mean, I didn't expect anything different from him as a head coach. But I don't know, man.
What's up with A&T? 8 pass attempts in 2023?
I don't know.
Sucks.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's that conference realignment that we talked about, So, they jumped out of the MEAC and left, and these are the games that you get scheduled nowadays, and
they need to go back.
This doesn't look good. Not a good look. So come on back and bring all those funds back to the MEAC where you started, and let's figure it out over here.
Come on back.
Stay where you're thriving. I get the money thing and all that. You want to do the new environment thing, but no, I don't think y'all ready for that yet.
And they got Molly Walker.
I don't think they've had a winning season since they left. So
nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's not a slight at them, but
it's reality.
You can't go 2 for 8 for 16 yards and think you're gonna win the football game. 2 for 8, that's ridiculous.
That is terrible.
I told my lady to call an athletic director.
Yeah, those are Malik Willis numbers from last year. Like,
that's a shot.
Never lied. But host, I'm happy that we got football back. Next weekend we're gonna have college football on Saturday, the NFL on Sundays. 2K drop next Friday. It's a great time to be a man right now, yo. So
let's go.
Back to you, host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real the Sports Podcast.
Hey, man, I have to say before I move forward, man, the growth of deucing it up and On the Mark, those two guys, that you can see the growth in them from when they started to where they at now. So hats off to them. Hats off to it, man. You can see the growth in them, man.
Appreciate
each and every segment. Yes, sir. You can see each and every segment. Those guys is growing more. So when it's time for me to retire, I know who to get the keys to.
Iron sharpens iron, and the standard is the standard. So
yes, sir.
I had to step my game up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those guys is bringing it, man. You can see the growth in you guys, man. You can see the growth. The flowers is growing, and the sun is out. The power of positivity. Drew to the game.
Tell him, Drew. Tell him, Drew. He already.
My God.
True to the game. I have a question, sir.
True to the
How come
game.
Alabama has produced more Pro Bowl wide receivers in the last like 5 years than the Baltimore Ravens have in the history of their franchise?
Oh, damn.
Oh.
We took a
I
shot.
don't know.
Damn, man, come by and say what's up. You take shots at him, Mark. Damn.
We took a shot at him, man.
Right.
Power
Mark said, "I'm not gonna let
positivity.
this man live."
Damn. I don't know. Maybe he'll respond back. Damn, Mark. He's a heel.
He's a heel.
Yeah, he's a heel.
A good one at that.
Oh, sand in the eye.
Yeah, he just said, "Hey,
Oh, dirty fighter, Mark.
Hey, right, he came after me when he said no Bama disrespect, man. Come on, now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it won't be tolerated
Not be tolerated
at all.
You're right. It will be praised, Mark.
You ain't lying about that.
You see my age.
I know, right? No hate zone around here, bro. No hate zone. Well, we'll wait on Drew to the game to respond back. We're gonna move on here. We got no NBA news because there's nothing going on in NBA. Nothing. So we're gonna go over to the NFL. Hey, I'm gonna jump over here to the NFL. Something that I really want the fellas, the podcast panel is gonna talk about here, and it is the Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp. Right now, he's day to day with a setback with a hamstring injury, having a setback here. Cooper Kupp's hamstring isn't cooperating at the wrong time. The receiver experienced a setback in his roll back from a hamstring injury. Rams coach Sean McVay told reporters on Thursday, adding Kupp suffered a muscle strain. Kupp is considered day by day per McVay. Kupp initially sustained a hamstring on August 1st, departing practice due to the injury. 3 days later, he was described as being day-to-day, but eventually returned to practice at full strength. Thursday's news is certainly concerning for the Rams, who are, as McVay said, obviously a much better team when he's available. Well, he did not. The nature of the injury is doubly worrying. Two, as hamstrings tend to become nagging issues if not treated with caution. Los Angeles sustained a significant number of injuries in 2022, contributing to their downfall from reigning champion to also ran. Kupp was among those seeing his season cut short after just 9 games. And when Kupp departed, the Rams offense took a sharp nosedive. So, all right, OG, I'm going to go to the OG on this one, man. Cooper Kupp. Now, 2 years ago, this dude was uncoverable. I mean, 2 years ago, he was the truth. He was the 2021 Offensive Player of the Year. The Rams went on to win the Super Bowl. They beat the Bengals. They went from 12-5 Q to 5-12. Like, it just swapped. They went from winning the division to third in the division, and part of that is the upstart of the Seattle Seahawks. So my question to you is, can Cooper Kupp, it's a two-parter, can Cooper Kupp get back to elite form and the Rams come back to the NFC as contenders?
Well, I got one word for that. Well, for him being successful those couple of years ago until now, the way he is now, is Kevin O'Connell. You know, he was the offensive coordinator then. He put him in position to be open. Even Justin Jefferson, when he was that year when he was dominated, he was looking at. He was like he was always open. Mm-hmm. He's always open now, and that has to do something to do with Kevin O'Connell. Then when Kevin O'Connell left, you know, I guess that current offensive coordinator couldn't put him in position to be open like that. And, these hamstring injuries, they're tricky. You know, they're real tricky. You don't really know when you can be at full hip with a hamstring. They can be day to day, or they can be, a week or two. So it's like the weather with a hamstring injury. Yeah. And so, so with him himself, I really think Kevin O'Connell was the one that made him a star receiver at that time. But I don't know if he can get back to that. If he can get somebody, a coordinator that can get him open like Kevin O'Connell did. have plays designed for him to get open. So if he can get an offensive coordinator like that, he probably could get back to that.
Well, what do you see the Rams as a whole, as a team, coming out of that NFC West, coming out this year? Do you see them getting back to being contenders down in the NFC?
No, I don't see it. I don't see it. With the emergence of Seattle, and we know San Francisco, they're gonna be the top two. I don't see them, maybe third, but not the top two. Those would be your top two guns, Seattle and 49ers. I can't see them coming up for them too.
Okay. Philly G. What Rams now? The Rams. What's Hey, there he is, Rock.
Okay.
There you go. But Philly G, man, Cooper Kupp. Do you see Cooper Kupp coming back as that elite wide receiver that he once was 2 years ago? And could you see the Rams becoming coming back to being a contender in the NFC?
If I'm being biased, no.
Okay.
If I'm not being biased, maybe.
Okay.
Like Q had pointed out at the end, Seattle and San Fran are two teams that you have to worry about out in the West. We don't know what the Cardinals are going to look like. Don't think they're going to get any better. But definitely, if he can't get on the field as much this season, I see the Rams being that sucky team again. I don't even see them being in third place. They probably be last. I don't see them being a contender, whether he's on the field or not. The defense will keep them in games, but they're not going to do nothing.
You don't feel like they will they win more than 5 games this year? Do you think?
No.
Stagnant, stuck. It's bad. It's bad for a team.
On the hot seat if that happens.
I think he's on there now. He might be on that now, but okay.
I feel host.
All right. Streets. What you think, Streets? Can Cooper Kupp get back to rare form as that elite wide receiver, and can the Rams come back to a contender in the NFC?
Well, I think he can get back. I don't know about elite form. I don't know about if he can get back to where he was at. He probably could, but I look at his age. He's 30 years old. He has a lot of injuries to that same leg. Most of his injuries in his career have been to that same leg. His, hamstring, his tore his ACL back in 2018. He had a high ankle sprain that took him out last year. So he's had a lot of injuries to that leg. Now he's, like OG said, them hamstrings, man, in my experience watching football, once you start pulling them, man, they just seem to reoccur. And they've actually taken a couple of people out of, took them out the league just because of those.
I had a hamstring injury. Yeah, it's no joke.
And as you get older, they don't heal as fast as they used to. Keenan Allen, Keenan Allen is one of the guys that have a lot of hamstring injuries. Finds himself continuously having them. I pulled up a website that it sort of gives you the percentage of the chances of the player getting injured. He gets a 57% chance of getting injured this year. So I guess that's 50-50, a little higher than 50-50, 60-40, closer to 60-40. But I think, it seemed like the young kid got good work ethic. That's what got him as far as it did. So I think he got a better chance than Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham is coming off an ACL at 30 years old. And he's just coming off of a high ankle sprain. So if I had to put my chips on someone that can bounce back, it'll probably be me putting it on Cooper Rush than Odell. But I don't think they're going to win that division. I think that division is Seattle's to win. I think they're the cream of the crop in that division.
That's different. That's different. Seattle. That's very different.
I think it's Seattle's division.
Okay. I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong at all. Seattle's a good team. It's a good solid team.
Because I'm not sold on of Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? I gotta see.
Yeah, I understand.
I gotta see him do it twice, at least twice. You know what I mean?
Man, the Eagles beat him up, man. You can show it. You ready to show, boy? You put some heat on him, boy. The Eagles beat him up pretty bad though. But damn, that's that. All right, so but all right, so with the Rams. Can the Rams come back contenders? Do you think Street they'll come back to the contenders?
No, I think they'll be
McVay's on the hot seat, if not.
Yeah, but I just think they're gonna be third. I think they're gonna be third in this conference. I don't see them.
Again,
I see the Arizona being the bottom feeders in this conference.
Again.
And then I think the Rams. And it's between, to me, the 49ers and Seattle. But I just got a little more faith in Seattle. I think they run it back better this year. And I just don't see the 49ers. I want the boy to show it to me again. I got to see it one more time from Brock Purdy.
That's that Dallas in you, bro.
Nah, man, you just drafted last. I got to see it again. I got to see it one more time.
You want Brock?
Yeah, Brock Purdy before I actually believe it like that.
I'm with you.
Sometimes you just get hot, man. You get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get hot.
Absolutely. I agree with you. It could be a flash in the pan because again, the Eagles, they beat them up bad and then it just went kaputs after that. So I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Notice I started with the NFC guys first, so let me drop over to the AFC, man. Let's see what Mr. President got. What you think, Mr. President?
This story brings back a lot of painful memories for me, host, because from everything from like the fall from grace from the Super Bowl, even down to the record, it really reminded me how we were in 2003 after we lost to Gruden in the Super Bowl, man. Just went down.
Miserable.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. I think the Rams should have taken an opportunity that was right there in front of them to rebuild last year, and they didn't. McVay was talking about not coming back.
Yeah.
That was, I feel like that was the perfect time to go ahead and kind of like blow everything up and rebuild, because in order to get to that Super Bowl, they traded away a lot of draft picks, signed a lot of high-priced veteran free agents, and really had no depth outside of those free agents. And then when your older guys start getting hurt, as we saw last year, came back to bite them, and it bit them pretty good. So I think last year, McVay should have stepped down or retired. They should have traded Aaron Donald, who I still think even if they trade Aaron Donald now, they can get a really, really, really high value back from him.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what value you're going to get from Cooper Kupp at this point. With him, like Street said, constantly being hurt like this. But I think if I was in Rams, I'd be looking at going ahead and trying to blow this thing up, especially this year, and just go ahead and start that rebuild process and try to build it back up.
So you don't see them. You don't see them contenders. You don't even.
No, just because there's no depth on that team. Like
Facts.
We have no offensive line. Matt Stafford
Facts.
is really long in the tooth, as Wall Street would say. You traded away Jalen Ramsey, so you pretty much have no defense outside Aaron Donald, really. So I just don't see any point of trying to keep the band together. Just go ahead and blow it up. Don't do like the Raiders did and try to prolong the inevitable and then be stuck in a rudder for a decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, be stuck. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, they did mortgage a lot and do a lot of trades to get that Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
And it has its momentary benefits. And then in the long run, like you see now, when you don't got no depth, it ain't really much.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The chickens come home to roost after a while.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree with Mark, because in the NFL, you have to keep up with the Joneses. You really do. You got to keep up, because if one team evolves, you got to do something too. Like you got to stay evolving. Like Mark said, the Raiders, man, we took forever to rebuild. Oh my God. The same players.
Q-Dog, though.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So Q-Dog, I just want to know, man, did Leslie Frazier get all this love? You missed the same amount of love that you got Kevin O'Connell, bro.
I swear, this Kevin O'Connell.
Every time we get on the show, we talk football. He always show praise to Kevin O'Connell.
But he's
did Leslie Frazier get that kind of love too?
So what? I mean, because O'Connell was the reason why he was the receiver he was at one point.
Every time we talk football, Q, you always praise Kevin O'Connell. I ain't mad at you for doing it.
My man, that's my coach. I mean, but you would see the difference though. Once he left there, he was calling the plays. So,
like I said, I just want to know if Leslie Frazier got that same love, man.
No, man. You already know how I feel about him. That dude right there, man. He did my boy wrong, man. AP supposed to be the leading rusher right now as we speak. No doubt about
it. So why don't y'all re-sign him and let him run loose? Y'all do got to need a running back.
He ain't gonna resign who?
AP,
Oh,
man, bring him back to Minnesota.
Oh no,
He ain't gonna
he
get no
won't play in the league.
2,000. He ain't gonna get no 2,000.
Hell
something.
nah.
Heck
He's
no.
lucky to get 500.
Ain't nobody catching Emmett. That rushing title gonna be out of reach for a long time to come.
Yeah, but AP was right there. He's the only one that was right there. And he just a few yards, and Leslie Frazier didn't give it to him. But I tell you,
that's single game street. Single game.
Single game you talking about. Oh, okay.
Yeah, single game, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No time. Yeah, Emmett.
Yeah, that is messed up.
Not gonna be touched.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Emmett long gone with that one, man.
If Barry didn't stop, he would have been the first 20,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, Piffin
Tell him Philly G. Tell him Philly G.
Barry would have been there. I agree with you. Barry would have been there.
If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. Yeah, man.
My bad.
Yeah.
All right, black and yellow.
Smith even said that himself.
Your word.
He's just being humble. He just being humble. Emmett know what it is. Take dedication and durability and talent.
Line.
Yeah, they take the team. There ain't no doubt about it.
No disrespect.
There's a lot of players that had offensive lines that didn't do what Emmett did.
John
Rivers had a great offensive line.
Shit. Hey, it is what it is.
Jim Brown had an offensive line when they was running the ball. We weren't able to do it.
Shout out to Jaleel McLaughlin.
One man.
Shout out to Jaleel McLaughlin. Who's that?
Yeah, that's my little cousin.
Oh, he played for the Broncos?
Yeah.
What time we get ready week 1, baby?
He's one of those distant cousin hosts. I really don't know him that well. I didn't know he was my cousin until my mama told me.
You know that's your cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm like, wow, okay.
I said hitchhiking shit like tell that bro get ready. Damn.
Yeah, my mama and his grandmother went to high school together. They like real close friends and stuff, or cousins. So I didn't know it until mama said, "That's Pearl."
Hey,
son. I said, "What?"
Share this show to Jaleel if you got him. Share it to him and tell him to get ready. We what? We coming.
Yeah, he come down the Fayetteville area.
We're gonna stomp his ass mile high.
I think number 38, 38. Number 38.
Number 38. Okay.
Yeah, a little running back.
I remember that. Like Bobby Boucher, 38. We'll go for him. All right, black and yellow, what you got, man? Cooper Kupp. Can this guy get back to rare form 2021 Cooper Kupp? And can the Rams get back to being contenders? Do you think so?
I think the answer is the same for both of those questions. Can he? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Will he? Probably not. I just don't think that the Rams are built for him to do that. When they made that Super Bowl run, they had more than one guy that could catch the ball. You know, there was Van Jefferson before he got hurt. There was Robert Woods before his injury. There was even an Odell Beckham later on in the season. Mm-hmm. And so you have Van Jefferson, Tutu Atwell, and then you got Cooper Kupp, and then the next guy, the next best receiver is Ben Skoranek, who is, no offense to Ben, he's a great value version of Cooper Kupp, and I don't mean that in a rude way, but that's who they picked him up to be. They picked him up to model after Cooper Kupp.
You're exactly right.
But he's not Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? And then on the other side of that ball, that defense was phenomenal. They had, they had a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, at every level of their defense. They had, AD, who's arguably the greatest defensive player we've ever seen. They had Bobby Wagner at linebacker, and then they had Jalen Ramsey on the back end. You know what I mean? So you got all three levels covered there. And if you look at their defense now, there's nobody on it. The best player on there by far is Aaron Donald. And then the next one is one of the HBCU guys I just named, and Dakota Durant from South Carolina State. They
still got Leonard Floyd, right? They still got Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, he's not on here.
Oh wow,
he's not on here.
I don't think they got Floyd.
So
it's ghost town.
They're just not built to do that, and I just don't see it happening. And I'm looking at their schedule, and they don't have an easy schedule. They open up at Seattle, then they got San Fran at the house, then they got to go to Cincy. They get a good game in Indianapolis. Then they got to go. They come home to welcome Philly G and the Eagles. Then you get another okay game. You're going to play Arizona, and Philly G says we don't know what they're going to be. Yes, we do. They're going to be terrible. Then you got the big bad Pittsburgh Steelers coming to town. It's going to be rough.
Big bad.
Right? Then,
I love it.
Then you got Michael Parsons and the Cowboys coming to town the following week. You go to Dallas actually.
You get hit with left
Green Bay.
and right hooks.
Week 10, you get a bye week. Then you come back to play Seattle again. Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, Washington, New Orleans, the Giants, and in the year San Fran. I think they win those are
3 games.
3 games. And 2 of them against Arizona. I think it's Arizona and Washington. And the way Washington closed out the preseason, I think if they are able to put something together by week 15, they're able to beat them as well. I think Aaron Donald's name is going to come up a lot on the trading block the closer we get to the trade deadline. I think it's time to, like I said a long time ago when the season had ended and we were starting to talk about football, I think it's time to let this dude out. You know what I mean? There's no one else to help him. There's nothing else he can do there. There's nothing else he needs to prove to anybody. Let this dude out. Let him, find somewhere to play. If he wants to come back home, I'm fine with that. I'd love to see him in black and yellow. But it's time to blow the whole thing up. But one thing I do disagree with, I don't think it's Sean McVay. I think it's a lack of talent at this point. And I think Sean being 37 years old, I think he's the perfect guy to keep in that position and make him almost a lifer. I think he becomes a Bill Belichick type guy. You just leave him alone and let him run his program. And if he gives you a reason, if he starts to do bad, then that's fine. But I don't think last year was a testament to his coaching. I do think he lost the will a little bit and his age kind of showed. But I don't think it was his fault that they went 5-12. The injury bug bit them bad. They're not as talented, and that's what happens. All right, Miss Jones. That's what I'm saying. Y'all might. I got to see y'all. Week 15.
Hell to the Redskins.
But if you leave him alone, you kind of let him run a program. I think it's what happens when you build yourself to win now, and that's what they did in 2021. They built themselves and went got Vaughn and all these guys to win immediately, and they did. You did what you wanted to do, but you signed all these guys to 1-year deals. And once that 1-year deal was up, they all went and found somewhere else. Vaughn went to Buffalo. I think Bobby Wagner's back in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then you got you traded Jalen Ramsey. You made all these moves, and you can't put it on Sean McVay now. Like all that came from the front office. So you went and signed Matt Stafford this big old deal and brought him over here. Then you kind of have to rock out with him. But the rest of these guys, you got Cam Akers out of Florida State, who is shaky at times, but I think he's a good back. So I think you just have to, suck it up. I think this year is a wash. I think you kind of trade all those guys and get for what you can. I think you trade for draft capital and go from there. And
they had the second most cap space.
Yeah, you try to build for the future. You know what I mean? But you did what you were supposed to do. You built for 2020, the 2021 season. You were successful with it. And to me, it's a Hollywood type of move. I think we've seen the Lakers do that, especially in this LeBron era. I think it's we've seen, the Dodgers have a star-studded roster. I think that's just a Hollywood type of mentality to go get the names, go get the big names and try to win immediately. But how does that set your franchise up long-term? So,
you know what, Deuce? I agree with you on that Sean McVay thing because it's not really his fault. They was just praising this dude 2 years ago when he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was just the greatest play caller.
He's the greatest player. All of a sudden,
y'all talk about Philly fans.
Huh?
Right. Fair. Y'all are just passionate, though, Philly G. I don't ever say y'all are delusional. Y'all are honest, just brutally honest.
Facts. But with Sean McVay, everybody was, they was praising this guy. Now now he's on the hot seat. Like he's really on the hot seat. And I think that's the expectation. Like Duke said with Hollywood, I totally agree with him on that. You hit a home run on that one. It's a Hollywood thing. It's a Hollywood thing. I thought Sean Payton, because at one time Sean Payton was looking to be the Rams coach because he wanted to live in that area. He wanted to, in Los Angeles, but he chose Denver. But I agree with you, bro. I definitely agree with you. All right, man. NFL trivia champ, Rockstar Rock. Can Cooper Kupp do it? Can he make this comeback? And can the Rams get into winning form this year? Do you think so?
All right, first, Deuce, are you done? Are you done? Because I don't know how to come back after all that.
Yeah, I'm finished.
I'll tell you, I'm betting out the Babe Ruth. Deuce killed it.
So, that was. I didn't know if I was gonna have time, but by the way, Colorado just scored again, so they up on TCU just off a long screen pass. But other than about with Cooper Kupp, I believe that he can. The only way he can come back is if they get another guy over that second side of him, which that probably gonna take some time in the draft. But as far as with the Rams being the team that's going to compete, I mean, I could, like I read off their schedule, I can only see them winning 4 games max out of their schedule. I mean, they might slip one. A team might overlook them here and there, depending. But and plus, they still got a good quarterback in Matthew Stafford who can will them through some games, in that defense. But I don't think, like Duke said, I don't think Sean McVay is the reason, that they should, try rebuild, because when he first got there, he never really kind of put the team together in his own way. I mean, the guys was already there from the time it being brought over from St. Louis. So I think he drafted Jared Goff, or Goff was drafted by the coach before him, right?
Goff was drafted by Jeff Fisher before him.
Right. So McVay hasn't really put his imprint on the team other than the outside influence of bringing in trades. So I would love to see what he can do as far as rebuilding the roster and with his imprint of drafting the guys that he wants. So, I mean, I see them probably tanking this year for Caleb Williams, him being in their backyard at USC, come in, big, strong quarterback, can compete, because they are going to have to compete with ticket sales as far as with Justin Herbert being in the same backyard as him, in the same stadium, just like with the Lake, not to go off topic, but I'll leave that for another day. But
I get what you're going with it.
Both them teams, both having LA teams in the same environment, they're going to have to get a guy that's going to be able to compete with,
yes, sir,
with the future of the LA Chargers. And why not bring in Caleb Williams? Why not go out there and get a guy, somebody like, I think Derrick Henry might be coming up in his contract, or see who's out there next season that signed these 1-year deals just to get on the roster this year, and reshape that organization. But I would say if they had to trade Cooper Kupp, I think his value would probably be they probably get like a third round, maybe fourth round pick for him. I know he was a first round talent, but with his age that'll diminish his value a little bit. But and with Aaron Donald, I would hope that they would trade him anywhere but the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would hate to see him in that uniform.
Jesus,
they don't need any more rings. Send him somewhere else.
Yeah,
send him somewhere else.
Him and TJ Watt.
Come back home. Cam's on his way out the door. Cam got 2 more years. They can walk out together.
Damn.
But I see them being third in their division. Arizona's definitely going to win only maybe 2 games this season. And that's bare none if Kyler Murray comes back. But I see Arizona being the number 1 team drafted next year at number 1. And probably their predecessor will be the LA Rams.
LA goddamn Rams. Ain't that something? Speaking of Arizona, why you say that, man, we're going to stay in the NFC West. Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, he's going to start the 2023 NFL season on the PUP list as they release Colt McCoy. Kyler Murray's first month will look much like how he spent most of the 2023 on the mend. Murray, who tore his ACL on December 12th, will start the 2023 regular season on the physically unable to perform list. This is reported by Ian Rappaport, meaning Murray will miss at least the first 4 games of the campaign. The Cardinals also released Colt McCoy on Monday, the team announced. McCoy was thought by many earlier this offseason to be the leading candidate to be the team's week 1 starting quarterback. So it appears Arizona and first-year head coach Jonathan Gannon will go with the recently acquired Josh Dobbs or rookie Clayton Tune. Boy. Speaking to reporters Monday, Gannon declined to name a starter for the regular season at the Washington Commanders on September the 10th. He said this, and I quote, "I'm not going to name a starter because I think it's a competitive advantage for us going to Washington, but we will know who the starter is," Gannon said. Gannon also added, "I think we have a plan in place, but I want to see them both play football still. This week we got some work, and then the following week we got some work. But I feel good where we at." IQ, what's going on in Arizona? Jonathan Gannon don't even seem like he got a plan. He don't even seem like he got a plan. It just, you don't have the game. The first game is next week, and you don't even have a starting quarterback. You don't even know.
Yeah, I mean it's jacked up. Like you say, you don't even have your starter name, and we got next week coming around the corner, and it just I don't know, man. It's terrible. That coach, man, he got to get his stuff together, man. It's like saying he really don't know what to do himself, So
right.
I don't know.
God damn, that's crazy though. Like, and then Kyler Murray, like, I don't know if Kyler Murray, do he want to play for the Arizona Cardinals? I mean, my question is, I bring it over to Mr. President. First of all, what the hell is going on in Arizona? That's the first question. Second of all, do you move away from Kyler Murray? Do you move on from
him? That's a loaded question, host. Again, I gotta go across sports real quick.
Okay.
This is very reminiscent, and Philly G, please correct me if I'm wrong, my brother. This is very reminiscent of the process up in Philly. And the reason I say that is, just like we just talked about with the Rams, Arizona has a very tough schedule this season, and Kyler Murray's hurt. You let go of Colt McCoy, who was the most veteran quarterback on that team, and now it's between a free agent that you just signed a couple of days ago,
right,
who you're expecting to pull a Baker Mayfield and come in off the street when you need a game.
Word.
Or you're going with the rookie quarterback that you took in the late rounds of the draft. All of this is like kind of setting them up for a very bad record. And, in the NFL, bad record means you pick higher up in the draft.
Yeah.
The reason I compared it to the process and the reason why this is so confusing, right now as we speak, Arizona has 11 draft picks in next year's draft. They have 2 in the first round, 3 in the third round, and 1 in the second round, all because of trades that were made in this year's draft. So you add up those 11 picks, with potentially one of them being number 1, that's a lot of ammunition to either completely rebuild your team or trade for a possibly top-end veteran player. But then again, I feel like if they move on from Kyler Murray and tank for Caleb Williams, they will unquestionably be the most dysfunctional franchise in all of American professional sport.
I agree with you on that.
Because think about it. In 2018, they drafted a quarterback in the top 10 of the draft. They let him go after 1 year. Then in the 2019 draft, they used their number 1 overall pick on another quarterback. Then a few years later, after doing that, they're going to do the same thing all over again. Get rid of a top 10 pick at quarterback for a new top 10 pick at quarterback. That kind of cycle of turnover and change, man, that's not a good look for a franchise. Like, take it from me being a longtime Raiders fan. T-Rock can attest to this being a Jacksonville fan. once you get that label of being dysfunctional, especially amongst players in the league, the money ain't gonna be enough to attract some people. So you're gonna be in a rut for a good long while. So I don't know what the hell they're planning on doing, but they got to make it make sense because this can go really bad or it can go all right. I don't see it going good for them this year. And to answer your question, host, about Kyler Murray, I feel like the Philly G wasn't Gannon. He was the offensive coordinator for y'all, right? Or was he the defense?
DC.
Nah, he was defense with his dumb ass. My bad, host.
He was the
No, you
okay.
good, bro. He's dumb.
So I was gonna say if he was the offensive coordinator, seeing what he did with Jalen Hurts could help a mobile quarterback like Kyler Murray, but I don't know. Host, all signs are pointing to this Arizona about to be in the dumpster for a good decade.
Exactly. And you're right, Mark, because they're so dysfunctional. If I was GM of Arizona, I gotta get rid of Kyler Murray, bro. He's just too much of a distraction. He's a drama queen. He held out for so much money, and you're not even playing.
It is worth noting, host, that their current GM is new. This is his first year on the job. The dude they had before him should have been fired a long time ago, but we ain't gonna get into that. But you know, they always say whenever you got a new GM and a new head coach, if you was a quarterback that was drafted by the previous regime, your job is always kind of in jeopardy. So, hey, if you're an Arizona fan, buckle up, man. I don't know where this roller coaster headed.
You ain't kidding. It is headed for self-destruction, Ricky. Straight self-destruction, man. Philly G, what you think, man? What you think about Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals?
I said it last year, and I still stick by it. Paying him was the wrong decision.
Yeah. Damn, he held out and got a bag.
Like, I don't feel like that he's worth the money, especially now. You haven't done anything to show us that you earned that money. You hold it now. He should have stayed held out, and they should have released him and went on about their business. You know. That's number one. Number two, for Jonathan Gannon. Yes, Mark, he was our defensive coordinator, but we knew he was an idiot then, and we know he's an idiot now.
It wasn't that good.
The fact that you don't know who your quarterback's going to be and the season starts literally next Sunday. Bro, I mean, look, there's a reason why Howie left him in Arizona after the Super Bowl. He was about to get on that plane. He said, nah, bro, you can stay right here. You ain't going back to Philly with us. You got a job interview. You go over there. I just don't understand it. Arizona is just a carousel right now. And then you release Colt McCoy.
Word.
Mark, it's going to be your day. The one time.
Hey, get rid of Colt McCoy.
Is a good quarterback to keep. Why didn't you keep him to be that veteran presence that can step on the field? Kyler Murray can hold out, be on the PUPs, whatever. You'll still be covered at quarterback. But man, I'm just happy it ain't us. I just
I know that's right.
I'm just happy it ain't us, bro.
I know that's right for you,
man. I might have to change what I said earlier too. I know where they're going, Deuce. Now I do. Way down they go.
They are going down in the dumps, boy. They're down in the dumps. Streets.
Yo.
Street.
I think they stuck with Murray. Everybody know they stuck with Murray. They just signed him to a 5-year deal, gave him gave him $160 million guaranteed dollars. So he's not going nowhere no time soon. That's why they're not looking for a quarterback. They won't get the young kid out of Southern Cal. There's no chance in hell they're gonna get him. Not with already paying Murray. So I think they know they got their quarterback, and their quarterback is gonna be Dobbs to start off the season.
It's gonna be Dobbs. Yeah,
Dobbs is, in his career he's 4-4. He's been a solid backup. And most of the time he's been thrown into the fire, spare the moment. At least this time he gets to come in with a full training camp. Knowing he's the guy. Knowing he's
not
the
even
guy.
Training camp, Street. He's in training camp with the Browns. They literally they traded for him on touchdown day.
Yeah, it's like it's just. I mean, he don't even know he's gonna hit the field. Like Gannon said, he don't even know. Oh yeah, I know. It'd be the wise thing to do. But
all you need him
even
is
know
to
the
hold it
playbook
down
already.
You needed him to hold it down for at least 4 months. Well, Kyler can't come back until 4 months anyway. So if you can go 2-2 in that time and Kyler come back, you still got you a chance. I'm just not a big believer in Kyler, even if he was healthy.
Hell
I'm
no,
not a
me
big
neither.
fan of his style of play for quarterback.
Me neither.
But I think Dobbs is a suitable backup, man, for the time being for the first 4 games. And that'll put him out about a year out from his injury. That put it about to December. And that's usually about the time they say you need about a year, maybe 2, before you feel like yourself coming off an ACL injury. But with him being a quarterback that uses his legs a lot, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think it was a terrible contract to sign, but
yeah.
I mean, what do you do?
He held them up. And Arizona really had no choice. They had no choice. They had no choice but to do it.
And I do want to clear something up. I thought that was a halter top that Kyler Murray was wearing, but it was actually a GPS tracking vest, and he just didn't have his T-shirt over it. So I was like, this dude is not wearing a sports bra out there, is he? But it's actually it's the GPS tracking vest that they wear on the football field. But yeah, man, I think the Cardinals they tied up a lot of money with him, man. I think it's going to be a long season for him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Philly G. You had something?
Isn't Marvin Harrison Jr. coming out this year?
All signs are pointing to it. I don't see why he would come back.
No, goddamn Arizona.
But I'm saying, stop with the quarterback carousel. If Joshua Dobbs plays this year and plays well, move on with him.
Yeah.
You still gonna lose money. I know what you're saying about that.
Kyler Murray is not going nowhere.
No, he's not going nowhere.
He can go on the bench.
Joshua Dobbs can take them 5-0. It still won't work because he won't put asses in seats. That's the name of the game, is to put asses in seats. Because you got no asses in seats, the players will get paid. So it's just like it's just not that guy. He's not. You got to play Seattle twice and San Fran twice. No,
that $160 million signing bonus. That's why Kyler gonna be playing.
He should have never gotten it.
One leg and a none.
The team is desperate enough. They can still trade the player because give you 2 examples. When Seattle had signed Russ to his big extension and they traded him to Denver, Seattle had to eat some of the contract like the first 2 years before went over to Denver. Same thing when Atlanta, when they traded Matt Ryan to the Colts, they ate up most of his contract the first year or so, and then went to Indy. So
Russ is Super Bowl winning
basketball did that too. Yeah,
if they desperate enough, man, they can get rid of him.
Ain't nobody gonna be desperate for Kyler. What has he done? What has he done for you to be desperate? At least Russ has won a Super Bowl.
He's gonna be a backup somewhere. He might be in Arizona.
Yeah, his backup. Backup.
They got that. That's an albatross contract.
You got more faith in Trey Lance than Kyler Murray.
Okay.
We ain't paying Trey Lance $160 million.
Okay.
We'll pay him $160 million. He'll be starting.
Damn, boy. All right, Deuce. Then we got the champ. I know, right? That's what I said.
Y'all remember the scene in Menace to Society when O-Dog went in there and robbed the clerk?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this boy did to Arizona last year.
Word. He sure did.
And right now, when he goes back in and shoots the clerk for no reason, that's what Kyler doing right now.
Word.
Just to throw a little salt in the wound. Man, over and over, this dude has been a problem. Just his work ethic just doesn't match, man. Like,
thank you.
When it comes out, and Mark, don't take this the wrong way, but it's very Jamarcus Russell like. You know what I'm saying? You pay this dude all this money, you send him home with a tape to watch film, empty tape, come back and he says bliss packages. But this dude just blatantly out at home on Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally not even trying to be a pro quarterback, not trying to do those things. And you pay him that kind of money, so I'm not even mad at him, brother. Get your money. You know what I'm saying? Don't think I don't want you to get paid. Words of J. Cole, I love to see a black man get paid.
Yeah, facts.
But the people that paid him, what were you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as the coaching goes, that's just not acceptable. That's not what I want to hear from my head coach. It's a strategic advantage against. Yeah, I get that, but what about your advantage? You don't know who your starter is week one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need a better answer than that. As far as Josh Dobbs goes, I'm a huge fan of Josh, being that he came into Pittsburgh coming out of Tennessee. And he's a very smart guy. He's literally a rocket scientist. You know, like he literally has his degree in astrophysics or something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that he can come in and learn the playbook. He's never given anybody problems off the field. It's a reason that he may not be the greatest talent in the world, but he's been in the league year after year. He gets picked up team after team. He's a great guy to have in your locker room. He's a great guy to hold you and keep you afloat for a little while if you have weapons around him. So I'm looking at their depth chart, and they're not bad. Zach Ertz, who's already questionable. You got Rondale Moore, Hollywood Brown, James Conner.
Rondale Moore can't even stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He's good as hell.
Tick me off
stay
in
healthy.
fantasy football.
They just got rid of Isaiah Simmons. They sent him to the Giants.
Yeah.
They did what?
They sent him to the Isaiah Simmons. They sent him to the Giants.
To the Giants,
yeah. D-Hop smart, because D-Hop left at the right time.
D-Hop bounced. He saw the writing on the wall, and I think if I'm not mistaken, him and Kyler have had a few little spats on the sideline, and he's walked up to him like, "Bro, what are you looking at?" You know what I'm saying? And like he played in the Big 12. Is that correct, Mark? That's the name of y'all's conference.
When they don't play.
And technically, he's an SEC quarterback now. So.
How?
That's the SEC thing.
Well, back then, the Big 12.
With the Big 12, and I'm going to speak of another Big 12 quarterback who wasn't necessarily able to read coverages, and he turned out to be the best quarterback we have in the NFL right now. And he worked to learn to read those coverages. And I'm talking about the kid up there with the good barbecue. He came out and said that he wasn't able to read coverages coming in, but he worked and put the work in to be the better quarterback and learn how to read those coverages and make yourself a better player. I just don't see that work from Kyler, so you got to do something. Has he won the conference? I mean, has he won their division yet? Has he done any of those things?
No.
I could have when
he went 4-13. His last two records, they went 4-13 last year, and they went 11-6.
Yeah.
So,
they was like
when they were undefeated.
Streak, and then,
undefeated.
And then they fell apart.
They lost to Pittsburgh. No, was it Pittsburgh? No, it was Washington.
The streak ended with Green Bay. Green Bay ended their undefeated streak on Thursday night, and they just literally never recovered.
They went straight.
So I can't pay you. I pulled up the number. I wanted to see it. That's a lot of zeros. $230.5 million. 46.1 a year with $160 million signing bonus.
Highway robbery.
He'd get $2 million at best if I was at that.
Give me your money, your life, or your food stamps. That's what that boy walked in there and said.
That's highway robbery right there. That's almost much money street make. And you know what I'm saying?
Joe will.
Street, let me get $1. Get $1, bro.
2 zeros behind.
God, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. You don't even show up, bro.
That's cap.
I am not a Kyler Murray fan. I'm not. Champ, what you got, Champ? As you close this thing out.
Well, first off, I think Kyler Murray is the heist of the century right there with how much money Arizona. I think he doesn't want to play football anymore. I think he should have chosen to go and play baseball because I mean, like, you had to put him on like some type of college schedule to learn his playbook, to cut out and playing video games to learn the playbook. He's supposed to learn how to be a quarterback from day one coming into that organization. Better than they have two different guys come in, just him learning that Cliff Kingsbury offense, which is friendly, to now actually having to be a quarterback for a defensive-minded head coach. Defensive-minded head coach and a quarterback that's going to be able to read the pocket, sit in there, and make good decisions with the football, not be so quick to want to get out of the pocket at the time of it breaking down. Like, I was surprised they came back and beat Cal last year off of the strength of what Kyler Murray did in them last 2 plays down in the stretch against the Raiders last year. He was scrambling around for about a good 3 minutes before he threw a touchdown. So that 2-point conversion, he was scrambling around for like a minute and a half before
they came back.
Got in there. But I'm just
we just kicking their ass.
Those type of things. They blew it was down to nothing. That game should have been over. So you know what I'm saying? Season. I don't understand where the organization is, where their mindset is from the standpoint is that you're going to throw 2 guys in that don't have that much on tape. Given the fact Josh Dobbs has been on he's been playing for franchise like Browns, Jacksonville. He played for Tennessee in that game last year. But bear none, he doesn't really have that much reps to go out and scare a defense for a full game, for a full 60 minutes. 48 minutes, I would say, because the game goes for 60 minutes. Watching, you get what I'm saying? For full 48 minutes. But I think they should have kept Colt McCoy. It at least gave them a shot at trying to show people that they're out there to try to compete. Even though that they're in the rebuild year, but you get rid of a veteran quarterback, and your current quarterback, who y'all paying a lot of money for, is going to be on y'all bench. You're pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, we're rebuilding this year. We're tanking." And I mean, regardless, Marvin Harrison Jr. comes out, he doesn't get to pick where he wants to go. So if Arizona decides that we need to give Kyler Murray a deep threat, give Kyler Murray an offensive weapon, because like you said, they got the most salary cap in the league, so they can bring some guys out there may willing to play with Kyler Murray. Got the first draft pick next year. Comparing what happens to their record this. So, make the move, but the coach is he's gonna put his identity on that team by him being a defensive minded coach. So I think he's gonna start with that side of the
Kyler Murray and Ben Simmons just became the worst. They're the worst. Kyler Murray, Ben Simmons. Yes, sir.
I don't think you can disrespect Kyler Murray by putting him in that Ben Simmons category. At least Kyler Murray gets out there and plays. He don't just be sitting on the sideline in a Gucci outfit saying, "Oh, my bad."
But Call of Duty.
Ben Simmons plays.
He's physically hurt too.
Kyler is legitimately hurt.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can look at Kyler and see it. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben comes back and please don't take what I'm about to say in the wrong way, but
shoot
it. He was saying he was having mental problems. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
man, if you don't get
you know what I'm saying? Like
on the court.
Like, bro, go out there and hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like you seem fine on the bench. Like you seem perfectly
he's
fine.
laughing and jumping around with his teammates.
You like to be the center of attention, with the loud outfits and stuff. So I just don't buy that. That's why I agree with you, Mark. I don't put him quite there yet, but he definitely on the way. But
there was what it was.
There were two things that Rock said that I wanted to piggyback off of. The first one being how Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't get to pick where he's going. But I remember another NFL player who was getting drafted, who had a dad who also played in the NFL, who told the draftees that he wasn't going to a certain team. So I wonder if Marvin Harrison Sr. would be able to, help lead his son in that direction if Arizona was to get that number 1 pick. Now, will it go over the same way? Probably not. But I do that instant comes to mind for me. And I think I lost the other one, T-Rock. You had a point that I wanted to piggyback off of. I done lost it already. But I wonder if Marvin Harrison Sr. would would do something like that.
Yeah, they need a dog, and they need it fast because.
And it's not like Arizona's fans are getting in Kyler Murray's head like we did with Ben Simmons.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's true too.
I'm gonna sound real petty when I say this. I'm gonna move on, but I'm gonna sound real petty. I don't care about Arizona. I don't care about State Arizona because they don't recognize Martin Luther King Day. No.
There you go. There you go.
This was it, host.
That's why he's the host.
We were talking. T-Rock brought up a defensive-minded head coach and what he would want from his quarterback. One of those things is protecting the football, because the worst thing that you can do as an offensive guy is defense comes off from a 3-and-out, you come out and turn the ball over. Each of his first 3 years, he had double-digit interceptions, and he lost 6 fumbles in that. So as long as you keep turning the ball over like that, you know, you and your head coach are going to have problems. So
yes, sir.
Unless he can fix that, that's gonna be a problem as well.
He'll be bench with $2 million in his pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Arizona is in the boy. I wish we played them because that seemed like more of a practice game. Because they just mad.
Coach just won a W. That's all that is.
I got to have it. I need it in my life. All right, man. That's all the NFL talk, man. Streets and rock is up. Streets and rock is up, man. All right, ladies. I got to have that dub, man. Mark, we got to get them dubs. We got to get it, baby. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, hell, there you go.
Yeah!
Hey, do
I'm gonna hold you to that, bro. Y'all better beat them.
I know that's real. All right, man. Streets and rock. We got trivia, and it's for both all the gold. Here we go. All right, we got trivia here. This is for all the gold. All the gold. The time has come upon us here. All the gold here. Hearts is beating. I can hear them through my headphones. Y'all can hear this beat through my headphones. I can hear the hearts beating, man. All right, man. We got the NFL trivia champion, Rockstar Rock, versus the NBA trivia champion, the Red Hot Wall Street. And so here we go. Hit both of Howard Finger's gonna hit both of them, then we're gonna get this party started.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Real 2 Sports NFL Trivia Championship. The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Real 2 Sports NBA Trivia Championship.
Line here. One of these two men will walk away with both belts today, reigning supreme. But before I get things started here, I got to go to the panel. I got to go to the very first undisputed champion, 3-time undisputed champion himself, the legendary Q-Dog. Who you got in this one, man? Streets of the Rock.
The NBA and NFL trivia, both of them pretty strong. Rock pretty strong on the NFL. I seen Wall Street Tuesday with this in Charlotte Hornets trivia. He did pretty good. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good one down the stretch. But I have to go with T-Rock on this one.
All right, Rockstar Rock. Before I go, Q, how hard is it to get 2 belts at the same time? Because you did this thing 3 times. So how hard is it to get to that?
Well, it really depends on the opponent. No, I was just playing. But
that's a true statement.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. The second man to ever hold it. Young Mark, man, the second man to ever hold the undisputed title. Who you got, man? You got Rockstar Rock or you got The Street?
T-Rock is my guy, but I want the Hollywood ending out of this. I got to go with Street. To see the opponents the Street has beaten on his climb to the top of the mountain, that's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? Definitely he would be submitted in Real to Sports trivia history. So I want to see the Hollywood ending. I'm going with Street.
All right, Street it is. And I ask you the same question, man. How hard was it for you to become undisputed champion, hold that title?
I'm gonna be like Q-Dog was saying it jokingly, but I have to agree with him. It's really about your opponent, because sometimes, like you know, the luck of the draw, depending on who you get as an opponent, it might in the topics that you get, it might be an easier route, or it might be a tougher route. You might get Q-Dog 2 weeks in a row. You might go up against Deuce and Philly G. So it really all depends on the luck of the draw and how well you match up with your opponent.
Oh, good question, Mr. President, man. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna answer. I'm sorry, Mr. President. That was pretty good there. All right, Philly G, who you got, man? You're a former NBA trivia champion yourself. You got Wall Street, or you have Rockstar Rock?
I had my little happy run like McFoley, right, Mark? But anyway, man, should I go with my nemesis or should I go with the AFC? I want to see that streak broken. Give me T-Rock, man.
Rockstar Rock. Going for the Rock. All right, Rockstar Rock. And last but not least, the jewelry store himself, the Deuce, former NBA and NFL trivia champion in his own right. You got Streets, so you got Rock.
This is difficult. During football season, I dislike both of these brothers for two totally different reasons. I don't like those boys up in Tallahassee, and I definitely don't like those boys over in AT&T Stadium. But this is going. I think we're in for one of the best matchups we've ever seen. To be personally honest with you, I think both of these guys are very knowledgeable. But with that being said, I'm gonna rock with Street, man.
Streets.
I'm gonna rock with Street. 2-2. I'm gonna rock with Street.
All right, so Mark and Deuce going with Streets.
Yeah, T-Rock is a formidable opponent in this football. He really is.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go, man. The rules are this is a undisputed trivia showdown. So instead of the usual 7, there will be 10 questions as 5 NFL and 5 NBA. All for the undisputed title. And since this is Rock Show Saturday, the NFL trivia champion goes first. And Rockstar Rock, are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go here. Wilt Chamberlain holds the record for the most rebounds in a game. How many did he have?
How many rebounds Wilt Chamberlain had in the game?
Yeah.
The record, was it 50?
No.
Well,
Streets.
I was gonna go with 52, so I'm gonna say 55.
Streets is on the board.
Let's go.
Streets is on the board. Streets is on the board here. Hey, Rock, go out and come back in. We'll wait on you.
Okay.
Streets is on the board here. The Streets.
There we
go. Cross the street.
Process of elimination.
Damn it.
Hey, they told you in school, SATs, baby.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, huh, Street?
Boy, what you talking about?
Where's that rabbit foot?
I would say all the time.
Hey, boy, where is that rabbit foot?
When the question popped up, I was like, "Oh, I know this one."
Does anybody else find some of these Wilt Chamberlain stats to just be
Insane.
Ridiculous? Yes.
Unbelievable
Yeah,
at times?
Insane.
And he did it without a 3-point line.
Word. All right, Rock, you good?
Yeah, it still showed me backstage.
You there now? You good?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
All right. Let's go.
Good. Yeah.
All right, that was stolen by Street. Back on you, Rock.
All right.
From 1999 through the end of the 2016 season, what NFL team started 26 different quarterbacks? The most by any team.
That would be the Cleveland Browns.
We got a tie game, ladies and gentlemen. We have a tie game. Tie game. Cleveland Browns, 26 quarterbacks.
That's crazy.
All right, Streets.
We've beat most of them.
That's a fact.
At least 26 of 26.
Yeah, kid, boy. All right, Street, here we go. Besides number 23 and number 45, what other number did Michael Jordan wear as a Chicago Bull?
Wow, that is a good question.
Thank you.
This must have been early in his rookie season or something. Something happened. Maybe when he came back, 23, 45. What did he wear? I don't know why this number just popped in my head. I just know it's not it. What number was it? 23.
North Carolina. Cash. No.
I do not know what this is. I know T-Rock would definitely know. I'm going to say, oh God, I'm just gonna take a guess. 12.
12 it is. The luckiest man on earth.
Shit. Oh, that just popped in my head. I don't know. Ain't that something?
His jersey was stolen, and that's the one he went out with.
Wow.
Yeah.
12 it is.
I don't know why that popped in my head.
He only wore it in one game, huh, host?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he only wore it once.
He did. Yes, sir, he did. Street, we're going to Danville, bro.
Yeah, right.
I'm taking
Rain Man over there.
We're going to hit the tables.
Wow, that's what's up, man.
Damn. All right, Rock, here we go, baby. Here we go. Who holds the NFL rushing record for a rookie with 1,808 yards?
Gosh, a lot of yards.
NFL rushing rookie record for 1,808 yards. There's been a lot of running backs, a lot of rookies. I'm gonna go with Chris Johnson.
No. Straight.
Oh my God, it's between these two guys that I think. I know one. God damn it. I want to say, I was going to go with what was in my mind at first, but I think it's the other guy. I'm just going to say ED, Eric Dickerson.
Lord have mercy, this dude is lucky.
Let's go. Let's go. I knew between him and OJ.
Come on, Rock.
Jesus.
Let's go.
All right, Rock, settle down. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go, Rock.
That was in the vault. Like, I can't go back that far.
Here we go. In the NBA, how many free throws are awarded to the opposing team when committing a technical foul?
Okay, so is that committing a technical foul like a flagrant 1, flagrant 2, or you know what I'm saying? All right, so how many free throws? Because there's a difference. Free throws are awarded to the opposing team when the commitment championship foul. So it's one shot and then the ball. It's one free throw, then the opposing team, the team gets the ball.
Huh?
I said it. The opposing team gets one free throw.
One free throw it is.
There you go.
One free throw it is. All right.
That was a loaded question right there because they commit so many technicals now. They give you a technical foul for flopping in the NBA right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. All right, Streets, here we go. Lucky Street. What quarterback abruptly retired prior to the 2019 NFL season?
That was Luck.
Huh?
Luck.
Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck it is. Andrew Luck it is.
It's the word of the day for Street.
Lucky as hell. Holy smoke. All right, Rock. Here we go, Rock. Getting tougher. In 2018, in a 2018 regular season game, who recorded the fastest triple-double in NBA history, doing so in 14 minutes and 33 seconds?
In the 2018 regular season game, who recorded the fastest triple-double in NBA history, 14 minutes, 33 seconds. I'll go with Russell Westbrook.
No.
Okay.
Streets.
So in 2018, fastest triple double. That got to be somebody that's hitting shots, rebounding, and assists. I have no earthly clue. 2018. How many years ago was that? Let's say. I'm just gonna go with somebody like Bron. Let me go with Bron.
Nah.
The Joker. Nikolai Jokic. Oh, that's a good one. I would never thought about that. I was gonna say Giannis.
Doing it for a long time now.
It is the Joker. All right, nobody got that right, so it's back on Rock. It's two. This is these three. You got to get these now. Which Tennessee Titan player was tackled by Mike Jones, who on 1 yard shy of a game-winning touchdown in Super Bowl 34?
Was that Yancey Thigpen?
No.
For Tennessee, that went, yeah.
Streets.
It was Dyson.
Kevin Dyson stopped at the 1 yard line. By who? Mike Jones. Mike Jones. All right, Rock, get these two. Let's go. What was Laker great and Hall of Famer James Worthy's nickname?
Big Game James.
Big Game James it is. Big Game James it is. All right, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. It's all but over now. All but over. You want to pass it to Street?
Well, I go ahead and pass it to him. Let him go ahead and see what he got. You know, I'm a humble victor. You know what I mean? A humble champion host.
All right, let's go out with a bang, Rock. Let's go out with a bang. What team did Eli Manning publicly refuse to play for if drafted by them, forcing a trade to the
Giants? Shout out to Deuce for bringing this up early, but he refused to play for the San Diego Superchargers.
That is true. San Diego Chargers.
Well, Rock, if it wasn't for Dyson.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Dyson.
Right now, bro.
5 for 4. 5 for 4. 5 for 4. 5 for 4. All right. All right, it is.
It always come down to that, man. I always lose to this man by like a point or something, yo.
I told you I was going after
like
both of those belts.
He did, man. He did.
I'm like,
go.
I'm like young Roman and he Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
I just can't beat him at WrestleMania.
Hey. Champion.
Streets,
go,
man.
baby. Let's
Once
go.
something's done, you gotta do it yourself.
I hear you, Philly G.
Third, Street just became the third man.
Dang.
To get that undisputed.
He's the third man, Shivani.
Third man. It's all yours, Street.
Woo! Boy, look at that. 2 belts on 2 shoulders, host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We gotta start calling him Hollywood.
I'm sleeping with my belts tonight.
I hear that, boy. I know that right. I hear that.
Rock cross the street and got smacked by that man.
Streets did it. Streets did it.
Hey, Street, I got a question, bro. You gonna claim a third championship tomorrow?
What's that in?
Hey, bro, tomorrow's the draft, man.
Oh, definitely, Jose. Hey, Mark, I'm well on my way to winning the fantasy football also. Let me go ahead and speak that into existence right now. Yes, sir. I can't wait for that draft tomorrow. Got me on my list already. I'm ready for that, baby.
It's like
I heard.
Put your list in the camera. I don't believe you. I don't believe you're on the list.
I ain't gonna show y'all too much. I ain't gonna show y'all too much.
I heard Rock pretty dangerous in that though. I heard Rock, boy, he's so serious in that fantasy.
Man, you gotta look out for me and GC, bro.
Although Mark spoke highly of him, man. He said Rock pretty dangerous in it.
Here we go.
You gotta know how to pick him. You gotta know how to pick him, man. Hey, Street.
Be competitive.
Yeah, that's right. Street, you going in the Real Sports Hall of Fame, and it's like, man, you got 2 belts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, host.
You got the most wins in NBA trivia right now, and I think right now you're tied with Q for best record.
That's right.
Best record.
I want to hang my jersey in the Raptors, host. And that hollow.
That dude is the luckiest dude right there.
I'll be back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that number.
I can't believe
I get the number 12 and Andrew Luck in the same place.
That is crazy. You got it though. God dang, man. But we had fun today, man. That's our show for today.
Right.
Yes. Like always, man, we want to thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the 200th episode. 200, man. We did it, fellas. 200 to go. 200, man. Episode of the Real Sports Podcast, man. We want to thank you for this glorious ride that you've given us. 200 for tuning in. All 2,387 subscribers, man. Thank everybody. 24 countries around the world that watches the Real Sports Podcast. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Again, this is the 200th episode. Don't forget, man, hit that like button. Hit that like button, that thumbs up. And if it's your first time watching us, man, hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. Make us your new favorite sports podcast on YouTube. Please do that, man. We are here and we are live. And we are here and we are live. All right, get me started. OG. Check us out, OG.
All right. Thank you for tuning in for the 200th episode. We appreciate you. Next week, we'll officially start the NFL season. Those of you who can stay tuned for the Men's Lounge, we're glad to have you. And all of y'all have a good Labor Day.
Yes, sir. And that's words from the legend himself, the Diggity Dog. And like he said, man, stay right here, man. We got the Real Man and Man Lounge coming up. And that is a show with just no sports talk, man. Just group of men getting together, man, talk about some man stuff, trying to teach and motivate each other, man. So for 1 hour, stay right here for 1 hour, man. I promise you it'll be 1 hour. We can go on out of here. But we hope, if not, man, we hope to see you guys Tuesday Tuesday, man. We will hope to see you Tuesday, 7 p.m. live, sports to talk about. And Tuesday, we will have NBA Trivia Showdown as the red hot and new undisputed NBA and NFL Trivia Champion. But if the NBA title will be on the line, and that is held by Wall Street. He will be putting his title on the line against the Deuce. It's gonna be Deuce.
Oh, gotta be on my A game.
It's gonna be Deuce versus Wall Street for that NBA.
Deuce has a he has to come back from that 3-1 lead he had against me last time. I know he's still feeling the effects of that.
I owe you one. Yes, I ain't gonna say what that one is, but I owe you one.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, man. And if we don't, if you guys don't come back Tuesday, if you guys don't come back for the lounge, that's fine. We'll see you guys Tuesday and have a great Labor Day, man. On myself, we got Philly G.
Roll Tide.
No doubt, baby. The Deuce. Yes, sir. Let's go, Southern. Let's get it together. The OG, the legend himself. Yes, sir. Mr. President.
Alabama, we coming, baby. We're gonna be in that playoff with all this year. No
post. Let's go. Let's go. Rockstar Rock. He will be coming back. My man, Rockstar Rock. Yes, sir. And the luckiest man, the new undisputed, Mr. Two Belt.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Again, man, thank you guys for number 200. And I gotta thank the podcast panel. 200 down, fellas. 200 down. We got 200 to go. 200 to go, man. All credit to the podcast panel. So again, man, we're gonna start Real Man to Man Lounge 3:30. And those of you who can't come back for the lounge, man, we will see you guys next Tuesday. And everybody have a safe and happy Labor Day. Everybody relax yourself, enjoy yourself. Relax your mind and let your conscience be free. Sure. All right, man. So again, man, everybody, Real Man to Man Lounge 3:30. And now we'll see you guys Tuesday, 7 p.m. live right here on the Real Sports Podcast. Until then, everybody be safe and stay safe. We out.